Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Pete and Jeremy's D&D Time. Game 1 this evening is an adventure I've entitled The Last Ride of the Central City Express. But before we dive into that, I want to take a minute to say hello to all of our players this evening. We got 3 this evening. We had an unfortunate someone had to bail at the last moment, but that's all good. Let's take a minute and say hello to, first and foremost, Sword Coheir. Sword, how are you doing?
What? I'm first? Since when?
Sword, you're first. You're first since now.
Wow.
Sword, how are you doing? How's the legend life treating you? Now that you are
I don't know. Nothing's happened so far.
It's been so far very, very up in the air, one might say.
Yes, that's the way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean maybe. Well, I guess that's fair enough. Are you excited to go out adventuring some more? Back in the realms of D&D time? The lands of D&D?
Always.
Delightful. Have you been doing anything interesting as of late, Sword? With your kind of floating transport? Sword, I've always actually wondered about your house. Because you have a house that can go from different places. Does it, like, fly there? Does it just appear in different places? How does it work?
It kind of just pops out of nowhere.
It's just kind of like, does it like mirage?
It's like when I need it, I can just like, door appears,
Wait
I
a minute.
open it, and bam.
So, the door just appears in front of you. Interesting. That's a very useful ability, Sword.
I mean, it's great for me, but it's hard for others to find it. That's why I've been like trying to do that teleportation circle thing.
Yeah, it can be really, really a pain in the butt. I imagine you're trying to order delivery and you're just like, damn, what do I do, right? Well, Sword, welcome back. As always, it's lovely to have you. I hope you enjoy yourself in tonight's adventure. Our next hero this evening is Anadoltia Bluebeads, the Queen of Dolls, and Confectia's Porcelain Princess. Anadoltia, how are you?
Doing quite well. Just had quite a week last week.
Oh yeah? What happened?
The girls had their birthday party.
I imagine birthday parties are not easy when there are a lot of, like, what is it? It's triplets.
They're triplets, but then you have to also take in the fact about all the orphans we kind of took in. So.
Because the orphanage. So it was just kind of like, it was just kind of a combined super birth.
Pretty much.
That sounds
all
terrifying.
The maids were all pretty much. I gave them a day off after that.
Now, Anadoltia, because you live in the Feywild, what, like, do you have to worry about other, like, threats and dangers from the Fey creatures there? Because I know there are things like hags that might live in the Feywild that would love to devour little children and things like that. Do you have to worry about that?
Yeah, we actually do have to worry about it a little bit, but thankfully, because my stronghold came with like 100 blink dogs, they're pretty much well protected.
It's like guard dogs, but they can teleport.
Yeah, and I will have to say this, that speaking of dangers, I've been getting a lot of red caps trying to pass themselves off as leprechauns, as tax collectors.
That's really weird.
Yes, I mean, the summer court, everyone knows leprechauns work for the summer court as tax collectors. And these red caps, it's obvious they work for the winter court, and well, let's just say I have to deal with the problem myself sometimes.
Well, you know, Anadoltia, I'm sorry that you're having all these horrible evil creatures harassing you. As everyone knows that red caps are evil. You know, I hope things turn out all right. I hope it's nothing too bad.
Oh, it turns out just fine. I mean, the mint from is actually worth quite a bit.
Well, Anadoltia, welcome, of course, back. It's always lovely to have you. And I hope you have a great adventure this evening.
I hope so, too.
Our next hero, and actually our final hero for this particular adventure, is the one, the only, Fawkes. Fawkes, How the fuck are you? How the fuck are you, buddy?
He just disappeared somewhere.
Oh no! Are you kidding me? I just cursed on stream for him and he disconnected. What a night, my dudes. What a night. Well, hopefully we're able to get Fawkes Sakes back. Because then we'll have two. But you guys are being for a very unique adventure if we only had 2 players this evening. I don't think we've ever run one of those before. I guess, well, while we see if he gets back, I just hit Pete up. Hopefully he's able to keep an eye out for Fawkes. All right, let's jump into tonight's adventure. So the 2 of you have been told by Bartholomew that Fawkes Sakes would be joining you shortly. You don't know if he actually is or not, or maybe he fell asleep, or what could have happened. But you find yourselves here nonetheless. You're in the frontier, a kind of deserty, almost wasteland area on the western coast of the land of DnDTime. It stretches on all through the west of the continent, all the way, allegedly, to a western shore that very, very few have ever had the opportunity to visit. And so, you're here for an important reason. A group of evil cactus creatures, they call themselves the Cactus Cadre, have taken over the Central City Express and apparently have been harassing town in the area. The Central City Express is a train. It links Central City to the frontier, and it is critical because it supplies water to these people. And so as we come into tonight's adventure, the 2 of you will find yourselves in the frontier town of Green Meadows. You know that the Central City Express is, well, it's supposed to be coming in the next few days, but they haven't heard eye nor ear of it, and they know that bandits have been around, this Cactus Cadre. What would the 2 of you like to do as you're just kind of around in this very, very dry, parched area?
Anadoltia is currently just giving Molly her water because Molly doesn't do good in the heat.
Yeah, so Molly is your sticky bug,
Yes.
molasses dog from the camp.
Indeed.
Okay, so you're just going over and sprinkling. I imagine you have like a watering can or something, and you're spraying it over.
It's more like I have like jars of water. I just feed it to her because better to like hydrate in this weather.
Okay. And Sword, what are you doing as you see Anadoltia is painstakingly taking care of their dog?
Well, if we need to, I can make some water, but I think I'd better conserve that because we don't know how long we're going to be out here.
Yeah, and as you kind of are, I mean, you're not really at the town anymore. You've ventured out a little bit along the rail line. The main goal here was supposed to be to find out what happened to the Central City Express. And so I guess what's your kind of starting kind of plan here? Are you going to just follow the tracks for a while? Do you have anything else you want to do?
Anadoltia is not really familiar with the frontier, so she doesn't really know like all the stuff about it. So
yeah, okay. So Anadoltia, you don't know a lot about the frontier. Well, I think you know at least what Bartholomew's told you, right? That
yeah, just
these cactus people are being, are harassing the locals here, and that the train has not arrived.
Well, the train's definitely too heavy for them to take off the track, so they had to stop at somewhere.
Is there any way you have a train swap tracks? Because, like I said, I don't know anything about this area, so.
Yeah. And as right as you're saying that, you see kind of something flying toward you along the tracks. just right in your direction. And as they come closer, you start to see the glowing, illuminated form of Fawkes, your companion, who has been sent to join you. Farku, are you good, bud?
Yeah!
With a scream, Fawkes slams into the earth. It kind of like fractures and cracks because it's very, very dry. Kind of little cloud of dust.
Didn't think that one through, did you?
So dusty. Sorry, I was busy. To deal with this thing called the Windows update. It's quite a mess, honestly.
A shiver runs down all of your spine.
I kept getting reminders and reminders of it, and eventually just popped up and forced happened out of nowhere. Sorry, I'm a little late.
Wow, that sounds like a very dangerous magical spell.
Yeah, did you guys get started without me?
You didn't miss much.
Haha, good. Okay, I'm here.
In fact, all we've been doing is following the tracks because, well, there ain't likely a bunch of regular gang thugs are able to, remove the train off the track. So, short of crashing it or switching tracks, we figured the best way to do is just follow the tracks until we come.
Okay, are we missing somebody? I feel like we're scant one person.
Apparently it's only 3 of us this time.
As you say that, Fawkes, you see Anadoltia's sticky puppy, and they kind of bark toward you as if to imply that they are the 4th adventurer. To which your polar bear lumbers back along the track behind you. They've been chasing you the whole time you've been flying. And Farva lumbers into frame. Perhaps they're the 4th adventurer?
Just gonna dog bark
in this
back
weather?
Yeah, Farva is panting very much, as polar bears are not big fans of the frontier's extreme heat.
Speaking of the frontier, I tip my cowboy hat to everybody. Howdy, okay. I got my costume on.
Yeah! Now, Fawkes, do you look like you're wearing a towel like usual and then just a cowboy hat too? Or
Of course.
Yeah, so Fawkes is just wearing a towel and a cowboy hat as far as
It's pretty hot out here.
I see that Satyr said frequents a bar in the Feywild that talks about you. Really didn't miss anything.
Yep. I hope I don't get sandy cheeks. All right, let's see. What are we doing? We're following these tracks.
Okay.
And yeah, Fawkes, I think you have just, you came up upon the track at some point. You've flown a little ways, and you can tell, the wherever the Central City Express, it must be past the Dragon Deep Canyon, which is a large canyon some ways out. The bridge that goes over it, and yeah, you hadn't seen it there, and you've been flying right along the track's path.
Yeah, I raced the train once. I'm the fastest sword in the West for a reason.
It's true. Yeah, so
All right.
the lot of you kind of make your way along the tracks. It's fairly plain and dusty here in the frontier. It's just wide expanses of dirt and parched landscape, the occasional craggy little shrub poking up from the ground, and a few cactus round about. However, no signs of the cactus cadre, the hooligans who have allegedly taken over the train. You come to the large wooden bridge built up over Dragon Deep Canyon. The canyon itself is a couple 100 feet wide. It's a very large bridge. And you begin to make your way across. You pass over the canyon without any real difficulty. And after traveling for some time later, you start to see in the distance what looks like a plume of black, kind of sooty smoke. The kind of smoke that you can only really find from an old coal-fired steam engine like the City Express. It right now is just in the distance.
Oh,
Does it look like that it might be getting a little bit closer in?
really hard to tell. I'm sorry, it's not hard to tell. It's easy to tell that it's not really coming toward you very quickly. If it's moving at all, it's moving very slowly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. This is my first time meeting you. You're, Miss Anadoltia.
Yes, I'm Anadoltia Bluebeads. Or I
You're
should
part
say
of
Anadoltia.
the Mythic Adventures.
Yes. You can just call me Anadoltia.
Well, it's nice to meet you. You know who I am.
Yes.
Sorry, I
The
just woke
trader
up.
speaks way too much about you.
Ah, really? Well, that's good.
Yeah, she doesn't stop raving about how much of a dick you are.
Say what?
Farva makes a face behind Fawkes, it's just total shock.
So anyway, should we just go investigate this train over here?
I don't know. What do you all want to do?
Yeah, I was just like riding like Lady Molly, like slowly up to it, like in a stealthy fashion.
I'll mount the polar bear and, just ride them over casually.
Okay. Sword, what are you doing? Everyone else has a mount. Do you just walk along with them?
Yeah, I mean,
you just suck it up and walk. All right. So
in my first time to the frontier, I should be pretty good at this.
yeah. Wait, Sword, this isn't your first time in the frontier, right? You've been here a couple times.
Yeah, a few. I think the last time was when that one cult swallowed up the sun or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Anadoltia's the only one the first time. So y'all begin to make your way toward the old billowing smoke. And Anadoltia, as you kind of walk along, the sun beats down. It's very, very hot. And you can kind of feel, Molly is always somewhat melty as they're a dog made of chocolate, effectively, or molasses, really. And they're really starting to melt like a lot. They're having a hard time. They're getting covered in sand, and it's just not working super well. You said you all wanted to approach stealthily?
Yeah.
Okay. If you all are trying to approach stealthily, could each of you just roll me a stealth check? You don't have to roll for your mounts as well. You can just roll for just you, and we can count that out.
Ooh.
Not so great there, unfortunately, for Anadoltia.
Yeah, apparently, like, Molly's making all those sticky, sloppy noises from her steps because of how melty she is.
Yeah.
I'll totally roll a stealth check in my heavy armor -1 dex.
No, of course. For fuck's sakes, I love when you roll stealth checks. Ah, beautiful. And Sword, do you want to roll one just to join in with the team?
Yeah, as soon as I can find it on this list.
Oh, all good. So Sword, you're being pretty quiet as far as things. Well, you're wearing heavy armor, actually.
Well, I've got that charm desertion anyways.
Oh, there you go. So Sword, you're actually being pretty stealthy. You're moving along and you're staying behind like big old cactus, and you're like, all right, we're good. And then there's a huge tumbleweed, and then, oh, look, a cart that must have fallen off something. You duck behind that as you're moving toward it. But Anadoltia, Lady Molly is just kind of like all sticky and splittly because of how melty they are. And Fawkes, things seem to be going great for you, but Farva's getting really tired. It's kind of like just loud, like, I'm tired and it's hot roars that you can't quite. Farva, stop it! But it's the damage seems to already be done. You get to about 100 feet, probably, maybe 200 feet of the train, and you can see it there. There's the clouds of soot kind of billowing up from the stack. It's got the big kind of what do you call it? The plow at the front of
The,
it.
the cattle catcher.
Yeah, cattle catcher, thank you. Right up on the front, it's kind of gleaming. It's silver and gold trim. You see the golden Central City Express, the text, kind of emblazoned along the side of the main cart. And you can see it's got a whole bunch of different carts. Most of them are big tanks for water, but there are a couple of other carts there as well. And you see a couple of things. You see that a lot of those tanks have been punctured, and a lot of the water has kind of drained out of them. But you can see that there are a lot of, well, creatures. They seem kind of like humanoid in general shape, but they have wrinkly green skin, almost like leather, except there are little needles kind of poking out all over it, and they have strange appendages, sometimes poking out of like their head or their arms or shoulders. A couple of them have like things poking out of their back, and they look like cactus people. They're dressed in, brown leathers. They have like cowboy-like hats. One of them has like a big 10-gallon hat. And they are moseying on around, and they seem to be giving the train a thorough inspection. But one of them turns, seemingly hearing you, and calls out, "Oi, they're people!" and seems to have called you out immediately. And
what's up?
Start freaking out and mobilizing.
I'm Fawkes 6, the world's biggest dick.
Do you want to just try and approach them, Fawkes?
Yeah.
Okay. So you start walking toward the train.
Yeah, and Ocean just like calls out, yeah, we got some sort of signal saying that the water took a big hit down here, and they sent us out here to repair. To help get it along.
You're a good 200 feet from them, so you're just yelling this toward them?
Pretty much.
Okay. Sword, what would you like to do? Maybe you snuck a little closer because you had a good stealth check. Do you want to try and do anything?
I'm still sneaking around.
Okay. So as you all kind of start calling out Fawkes and Anadoltia owning up to being caught, you hear a whistle blow on the train. And you see it beginning to move as one of the cactus guys has climbed up onto the side, climbed into the conductor's thing, slammed the door shut, and the train begins to move forward, currently quite slowly.
How far? You said that we were like about 200 feet too?
Yeah, you're 200 feet ahead of it.
Okay, and Ocean just like kind of like hope Molly would like get some spirit in there and just like urge her to just climb up onto the cattle catcher, just walk on up over it with her stick.
Okay, so your hope is that Lady Molly can kind of jump up onto the cattle catcher as it comes by.
More like she's going you said it was moving slowly, so I'm just like going ahead and just starting her up to get over there as fast as possible.
Yeah, and I'm hearing you. Gonna be a scary one, but you might be able to pull it off. She'll need to roll a check because it is in motion.
All right.
But we'll get to that in a minute. Fawkes, what were you saying?
You guys are looking for water, right?
Do you yell that up to the cactus people? Or are you like approaching them, or are you yelling from
Yeah. I'll yell out to them.
Okay.
I can help you get what?
They call out, "No, we don't want no water here.
All right.
We don't want anyone like you."
Oh, that's sad.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I'm unwanted.
All right.
All right, then I'll just sort of shrug and like turn around. I guess I'll leave.
All right, Fuck.
See you
Where
later.
do you start to go?
Just the other direction.
You start walking along the train track? Okay. Sword, you're
Alongside it.
Sure, yeah, of course, alongside. No, I thought you were going to walk right in the middle so it hits you. No.
No.
Yeah, Sword, what would you like to do? You see Fawkes is starting to like head backward along the route toward the bridge. You see Anadoltia is like running or riding her sticky puppy as quickly as possible toward the train. What's your move?
I'm just gonna hitch a ride when it passes on by.
Okay, so you're just kind of readying an action to jump on.
Yeah, I'm hopping on the train.
Cool. All right. The train continues to speed up and starts riding just straight on toward you. You can see probably Fawkes and actually I think the three of you can see some ways away, maybe toward the back of the train. A couple of those cactus people have jumped onto horses. Now these horses have like these big leather saddles, maybe to prevent them from getting poked to death by cactus people. But they've started to jump onto horses and are riding around, kind of taking a long berth around the outside, kind of between, as if to interpose themselves between you and the train. But yeah, the train starts just going on forward. And Anadoltia, you are trying to jump up and grab onto the train with Lady Molly.
Yeah, since Lady Molly has those sticky feet of hers, yeah.
Yeah. So what this does is it lets you climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings, without needing to make an ability check. Kind of spider climb. And now I don't think this is inherently, it is a difficult surface, but the challenge, even if it wasn't a difficult surface to climb, this would still be a challenging check because it's a moving surface. And it does speed up pretty quickly. So I would like you to roll me, probably using Lady Molly. I have Lady Molly roll me an athletics check. I'm gonna give us like a moderate DC. Normally I'd say like a 15 or something. I'll decrease it to a 13 because of the sticky climb ability.
All right, so I'll just have to just roll a flat dexterity check because, yeah.
It'd actually be athletics.
Athletics?
That'd be strength.
Well, I mean, she don't have anything. Well,
Yeah.
You said it'll be athletic?
It'd just be a strength check instead of a...
Okay, let me do that then.
Yeah, I'll let you take another shot on it with the strength. All right, the Lady Molly leaps up and slaps herself up onto the kind of front cowcatcher part of the train. And the bright side is you're on. The downside is Lady Molly is all stuck up in the cowcatcher because it has like the little grates along it.
That's one of the reasons I wanted to get on the cowcatcher in the first place.
Yeah, well, you're on it.
All right, and I'm bringing out. All right, I'm bringing out the immovable rod.
All right, just a second. So you're on the cowcatcher. That was your action for that turn.
Yes, I'm just like getting the rod ready
Yeah,
for the
and
next.
I guess, Sword, you see Anadoltia pulling out an immovable rod. What would you like to do, Sword? The train's coming up right by you. You can jump onto it now, or you could wait and jump on closer to the caboose.
I'll attempt to jump on it.
Okay. Okay. Sword, can you roll me? I'm gonna give you an athletics check just to go and jump and grab on, because you're just grabbing onto the side anywhere, and it's not fast enough that it's impossible or even super challenging. Oh, no problem. Yeah, you leap up and you grab onto one of like the little iron bars on what would be a passenger wagon here on the train, and you're grabbing onto the side of it. You can see inside there are a couple of these cactus people, and you can see like through the window. They appear to be playing poker at a table, or maybe some kind of card game, might not be poker. As you leap up and land up on the side of it, they don't seem to hear you as you grab a hold. Fawkes, you hear the train speeding up behind you. What would you like to do?
Ah, yes, hello, I'm Fawkes, the most unwanted sword in the West. I think
wouldn't say
I
the most
will.
unwanted.
Yeah, I'll just, keep riding along,
Okay.
watch them pass by, maybe
So
follow.
Okay, your goal is to kind of follow behind the train as it goes.
Yeah, see what they're up to.
Do you want to try and jump onto the caboose? Because how fast can Farva go?
She can't keep up with the train, so by the time it's past me, I guess I'll try to hop on.
leap
fly
onto
on.
the caboose.
Yeah.
Okay,
Get that
cool.
caboose.
I'll give you advantage because Farva, or are you also trying to have Farva leap onto the caboose?
Now I'll just jump off like a Yoshi jump.
Okay, I'll give you advantage for Farva. Go ahead and well, actually, we're gonna have you roll that check in a minute. As the train begins to really pick up speed, at Anadoltia, you take out your movable rod, and what do you do with it?
I'm going to like stick it like near one of the gratings in the cattle catcher, or at least one that where Lady Molly is not really stuck to. Like
Sure.
kind of edge it down in there and then hit the button.
So you take this immovable rod and you stick it in probably on the right side of the cow catcher, because I imagine Lady Molly caught it on kind of the left side in my brain space.
Yeah.
And there's a little button at the end of it. You click it, and as you click it, there's a sudden like lurch on the train as the immovable rod begins to tear through kind of this front part. You see the cow catcher all on that left side get all ripped apart. I will need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw, Anadoltia, as you're currently on it as it's getting ripped asunder. The immovable rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight, and you're trying to stop a like 15-ton train. So you're gonna damage the train, but it's not gonna stop. Unfortunately.
You'll need like 10 more of those rods.
You'd need a lot more movable rods. But I will say, with that dex save, you can stay kind of like up toward the front a little bit of the cow catcher, even though it's like ripped in half now. The cow catcher is pretty much obliterated. And there's some serious damage along the left side of the train, but the immovable rod it just dislodges and bounces off somewhere off and onto the
Strange. I was hoping it would like at least damage one of the axle.
Yeah, I mean, I think the train is definitely somewhat damaged. It's not obliterated or anything. Let's see, hope to damage an axle. Yeah, you know what? Let me roll. What should I roll? Let's roll a D100 and see how bad the damage is. And you want it to damage an axle? That's what you want? You want to damage the train?
Yeah, I just wanted to like at least like damage it enough where it can still be repaired, maybe. But at least to stop it. At least to stop it.
Gotcha. So with a 69, it's damaged but still functioning. I think what happens is it like hits it, and there's like, it's all just deflecting steel at this point. Oh, does it not work? Oh yeah. So I think that's what happens. It hits it, it deflects it, and maybe one of the wheels goes flying off, and there's some like scraping and huge blasts of sparks shooting off near the front. But this is a big train, and there are a lot of wheels, and so it's still going, but clearly damaged. I think is where you're at, and you're still holding on. Fuck's sakes, you leap up and grab onto the caboose.
Yeah. You could just derail the whole train if you just put the rod like in the tracks or something.
Well, that might just destroy the rod.
Oof.
That's
Right.
That's a gamble right there.
Yeah. Ooh. I will. I'll like get up and sort of stand on the top of my polar bear's back and squat down. Draw my sword out of the sharp scabbard of scabbardiness, McScabbard face.
Yeah, Scabby McScabbard face.
And
As Scabby always does in your mind, is, oh yes, we're gonna be drinking lots of blood. Because he's a fucking scabbard. Always in your mind, but very infrequently heard.
I'll squat down and point my sword at the train and then lunge forward, throwing myself at it. Let's see if I get on. Don't want to check?
Yeah, give me that athletics check. Give you advantage because of Farva. And what's your goal here? Do you want to like just get on to like one of the side parts of the caboose, or are you trying to like jump through, kicking open the back door to the caboose?
I'll just get onto the caboose. I don't need to kick open the door.
Okay. Roll me
There
that
you go.
athletics check then.
Let's get onto that booty, sweetie.
really gets you as you lunge and grab onto the back. I imagine your like foot kind of spear the greaves, right? That your greaves of war scrape briefly against the ground, and you run very quickly and leap that last bit. You just pull yourself all the way onto the back.
Nice.
You see Farva standing up on their hind legs, waving you goodbye for now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll see you later.
And as this happens, Sword, it's your turn, but you can see a little bit more than the others because you got on in relative stealth. You can see that those cactuses, as the train jolt, all stand up and begin to make their way toward the door, the front door of the cabin that they're in, the one that you're quite close to. What would you like to do, Sword, as these cactuses are kind of approaching?
Okay. On the tail end,
What was that, Sword? I think we lost you for a hot second there.
I said Fawkes on the tail end of the train, right?
Yeah, and Anadoltia's in the front.
Yep.
So we'll squish them in between.
Actually, you do have a pretty good pincer going on, to be frank.
Alright, well, I yell out for sakes to get up top and start running towards me. Pull that peg out the whole train car.
Oh, you're going to try and pull out the peg. Okay. So, Sword,
Pull out the peg. I'll completely avoid them all.
Yeah, so you kind of go right over to that peg, and it's a huge wrought iron peg that just is jammed in. It's currently holding the force of a giant passenger wagon and all of the water wagons ahead of them together. So there's a lot of strain on it. It's not something you can just easily just pull out, but if you wanted, you could try, or you could try and destroy it or something. What would you like to do?
I didn't catch this. If I wanted to try to what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you could try and pull it out, it's going to be very hard. Or you could try and destroy it. Either one would.
I think striking would probably be the better option.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll then, or whatever you're going to use to try and break it.
Yes!
Oh, geez. All right, so you take the square hammer and hold it up, and you swing down. Go ahead and give me that damage. Oh, there you go! And bam! You don't shatter it so much as you smash the top part that was holding it in place into oblivion, and the actual iron spike that was driven in to hold them together just shoots out the bottom. It is completely dislodged, and immediately, Fawkes, you feel a shift as suddenly the wagon you're on is starting to slow down a little bit. You can start to see the train moving ahead. The wagon you're on is about 40 feet long, and then there's a train ahead of it. But you've got probably a round or two to make it over to the body of the main train if you like.
All right.
All right, we are back at the cactuses. The cactuses absolutely heard that, Sword. But what side of the train are you on? Are you on the cactuses? I guess you're probably on the part of the train that's still connected, right?
Yes.
With the water wagon. All right, so the cactuses rush toward their door, and unfortunately only a couple of them can get out in one round. They get all kind of caught up. They can only go through one at a time. And one of the cactuses kind of pokes themselves and says, "Hey! Looks like we have an interloper here." And they're going to take a shot at you with their needle sword. And they fire away. A 21 to hit.
It hit. Oh, actually, no. I forgot about my helmet.
Yeah, so is your helmet? I assume your helmet's by default in defense position right now?
Yes.
So is that going to hit you?
It is not.
Alrighty. So that is that one. Another cactus is going to double move and leap over, so they're onto your wagon now. But that is all they can do that turn. They do not seem to have seen Fawkes coming. We are at the top of the initiative with Anadoltia. Anadoltia, what would you like? Well, it's not the top of the initiative, but my working initiative. Anadoltia, what would you like to do?
I'm currently on the cattle catcher, so how far am I from the the engineer room, the room of the?
It's right up above you. You just can't see it very well right now. It's still really hard to hold on. The train's going very quickly, and the thing that you were holding on to is now extremely damaged.
Yeah, so Anadoltia will look to Lady Molly and just. I know Lady Molly's stuck, so she'll just give her a pat on the head and just say, "I'll be right back." And Anadoltia will start climbing, at least attempt to. Well, actually. Instead of climbing, Anadoltia is going to use her first spell slot to cast upon herself Blink.
Blink. Okay. And what does Blink do?
At the end of your turn, you can roll d20 to see if you go into the ethereal realm.
Ah, I got you. You want to try and blink from the astral plane. Yeah. No, I see what you're going for. The problem is you can't see inside the wagon right now. Are you trying to blink to the top of the cart? Is that the idea?
Yeah, pretty much to the car, to the top of the engine, but right in front of the stack, so I don't really fall off.
Yeah, the stacks are a little way back, but I get what you're saying. Okay, can you roll me d20 then, DnDTime?
All right, one moment.
All right, so you do not disappear right now.
It's a little unstable.
All right. We move to
I have a question. Would Halfling luck, or would that...
This isn't an ability check, so I don't think it would.
It's like a luck d20, sort of it's just a straight d20.
Yeah, I don't think luck.
I just want to make sure.
This is a good question. All right.
It is.
You attempt to blink, unfortunately don't. We move to kind of the next group, which actually it's going to be Fawkes. Fawkes, what would you like to do? You see that one cactus man has run out ahead of you. He's about 30 feet ahead along the wagon, and he's leapt off to the next cart where Sword Coheir is. And he's looking like he's about to punch Sword in the face. And you can see there's also some more cactus people that are trying to still get out of the cart.
Yeah. Well, not on my watch. I'm gonna climb up onto the top of the wagon.
It's easy enough.
The train cart, yeah. And I'll run along top the head for that guy who's on sword here. Not on my watch.
Yeah. Do you use your Greaves of War to do the dash?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I could dash to him, but then I would have an action left. Or I could dash to him normally and then use my bonus action to play this music that I'm really digging.
Sure. Is this what's coming out of your music box right now, Parker?
Yes, totally.
Beautiful. That's your move?
Good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah, sure. So I'll dash and then play music for myself.
All right.
Let's
You're
pumped.
inspired by the situation. Do you want to try and make the jump? Well, actually, if you can only get... Are you trying to stay on top of the wagon, or are you going to jump down onto the other side with Sword?
With Coheir, yeah. I'll jump over from the top.
I think from the top, you're just good. You can just make the jump at this point. It's not far enough.
Good.
The cactus people... well, actually, Sword, your move first. Sorry. What would you like to do?
Yeah, what was Fawkes getting ready to do?
Fawkes is leapt down next to you, so you two are both on the water wagon. There's one brawler cactus man next to you, and you can see some of those sharpshooters still coming out of the other room. They seem to have left their game of cards in the dust.
Got your sword. We're a good team. Been through a lot.
All right. And in that case, I'm going to use command.
The move.
Yeah, I'm gonna command them to if that
To
doesn't
flee?
count as as
Sorry,
a
which
single
one are
word,
you doing? What's your word?
backstep. But if that doesn't count as a word, if that's 2 words for you,
Like
I'll
flee.
just say freeze. And
Yeah, I
just
mean, flee would accomplish the same thing if you wanted them to to get off.
Move away.
Yeah. Are you casting this at level 1, or are you casting this at a higher level and trying to get multiple?
level 1 because there's only one on the.
Yeah, but there are a couple still on the other cart, which is still now it's about a 10-foot gap. So maybe.
Okay. They're coming over to us, right? But are we like sort of blocking the ledge that
Yeah, it's
like,
going to be very
is on the
close.
other side?
To
All right.
stay. They're on a very unstable footing. Okay, so you're going to target the guy who's on there with you. What's the save? Wisdom?
Yes,
No, sword. What's your DC?
17.
Now, I'll tell you, the bad side is this guy has magic resistance. He's just such an angry cactus man that he's got advantage on what he's doing. The problem is he's not very wise. And so, as you say, flee, he goes, "Ah, I hate you!" And he goes and turns around and leaps back over to the other cart. Which, if you'd like, you can both take attacks of opportunity. Sword
Yeah.
and Fawkes.
You know what? Sure, non-lethal. I'll smack him on the.
We can knock him right back into the other crew.
Yeah, let's do it. Like kick him on the butt as he makes his.
You swing your square hammer, and unfortunately, it gets caught up in Fox's greatsword. Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah. A
And-
bit tight space here.
Yeah, you both miss. As this brawler leaps back to the other side. The other cactuses, I think one other brawler is over there and goes to try and make the jump over to you. I'm gonna give him an athletics check just to see if he can make it even. And I'll make it a contested check. So would either of you like to contest this cactus man as he leaps over? Because you're
Sure.
like blocking most of the ledge.
I'll take one arm off my and just sort of hold it out to keep him off from coming up here.
Okay. So yeah, you just kind of hold one arm out and just shove him off, and he stumbles back, falling onto the tracks and kind of flipping head over heel.
I pull my hand back and be like, prickly.
Oh, actually, yeah, you do take damage.
Mm-hmm.
You take 11 points of piercing damage.
Oh!
Holy. As you've got cactus needles all in your hand. The sharpshooters back on the other side, there are 3 of them, and they're going to be taking shots at the 2 of you because you're all they can see. So the first shot is going to be against you, Fox. It's a 24 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
Oof.
13 piercing, and I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw if you feel a horrible venom begin to course through your veins. Wow.
Yeah, it's a fail.
Damn, that's 37 more points of necrotic, which I think you
Really?
resist.
I'm resistant since I'm an Aasimar. Yeah, I look at the spikes in my body and I pull them out with my mouth.
Excellent. Another one's gonna shoot. This time at you, sword. Oh, natural 20.
Ouch.
But the bright side is that second damage is not supposed to crit because it's a saving throw effect. So I do need you to roll a Constitution save. DC is 15. And Fox, is he gonna benefit from your aura?
Yes.
How much is that?
So it is +5. You just passed.
With Fox, you hear the music box playing this sick music, and Fox's just aura of inspiration or of
Yeah.
what do you call it?
How you protection?
Oh, protection.
Oh, what I call it. Well, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just giving it what Fox might think of it as, but yeah, you save, so you're gonna take half of 29.
You see how bad off that I got from that needle, and you realize you should probably pull it out as soon as possible.
Yep. So actually, you're only gonna take 7 necrotic damage after your Aasimar resistance, but you will take 15. You 2 might be the best 2 to fight these guys. Now that I'm thinking about it. And that's, oh, I'm sorry, there's one more sharpshooter attack. What is it gonna go after? Which of you two? It's gonna go after, we'll go Fawkes, another shot at you. This one misses. You just choose not to get shot this time.
Whew, yeah, parry it.
Meanwhile, at the front, Anadoltia, you see kind of climbing along the top of one of the water carts, or actually probably climbing up onto the coal cart. There is another couple cactus, probably two of them, or probably one cactus guy climbing up there. But you see the horse riding cactus people along the side. But yeah, they seem to be looking for you because they know something happened toward the front of the cart. And you can hear the muffled yells of the conductor. Hey, there's somebody up in the front.
Let's see, I have my blink up.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, it's his turn as he climbs up on the top. And this cactus guy is just gonna roll perception check to see if he can find him. Which he's looking around, I don't see him. Not quite seeing you yet. He's climbing up on top of where you wanted to blink. So, that's their turn. It's your turn again, Anadoltia. What would you like to do?
Considering I can probably move through the space if I get up there, I'm gonna at least attempt that.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to attempt to get up there if I can.
Climb up onto the top?
Yeah, and like kind of like, hopefully, like, I'm not, if they're like the whole stereotypical bandits, their legs out like a cowboy, I'm going to like kind of like rush under them.
Well, there's not like windows open or anything. There's a big like window up at the front of the train.
No, I'm talking about like how their legs
stance,
would be like
through their legs.
Yeah,
Like how cowboys walk, like when they're riding a horse or something.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I get you. Okay, so you're gonna try and leap up onto the top and scoot under the guy's legs he's looking for you?
Yeah.
Are you trying to? So is your goal here to be stealthy or to just be like, ha, I'm behind you now?
Yeah, pretty much ha, I'm behind them, and if I'm able to get action off, something's gonna happen.
Okay, yeah, roll me an athletics check. And I think the way I'm gonna handle this is there's a lot to climb on here because there's a lot of stuff. But it's not an easy climb to do stealthily or without burning yourself. So I'm gonna set a DC of 15 as like a total success. But if you get a 10, you're still gonna succeed. There'll just be some repercussions.
Well, I mean,
Give you a partial.
athletics is not my strongest forte.
Unfortunately, that's climbing. Ooh, I guess it's strong enough. Yeah, in Anadoltia, you clamber up the side and you like slightly burn your hand a little bit as you try and clamber up one of the big brass fittings that is where the smoke pours out. And you leap under this cactus guy. And two things happen. One, I need you to roll me a stealth check. We'll just see if he sees you or not. You're up against his other perception roll, which I believe was a 4. All right, you duck under his legs, no problem. But I'm gonna give you, whoops, that's not what I wanted. I'm gonna give you 9 points of fire damage because you slightly burned yourself. But that's your movement. You still have an action. What would you like to do?
All right, for my action, since he hasn't seen me, I am at least going to attempt. I did say I'm saying this right now. Just attempt to smack him with my butterfly net.
Oh, you're gonna try to butterfly him? Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since I actually used this, so might as well bring.
Sure. Go ahead and make the so if the attack made with advantage, you will hit with a 17, and the saving throw is
a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Now again, he's really mad, so he has advantage, but he's not super wise. But he's wise enough, unfortunately. As you hit him in the back with a butterfly, and he goes, ugh! What the hell? A little doll on this train. And that's all he's got.
And that's the end of my turn, and let's see if I blink.
Oh yeah, let's see. Oh no!
What the? Oh, come on, double ones, come on.
What are the odds? The only way halflings can crit fail, apparently, is by rolling blink checks. All right, so... the dice apparently aren't scrolling. Thank you so much, chat. My apologies here. Sometimes OBS works in incredibly interesting and creative ways. Anyway,
we don't like.
Yeah, Sword and Fawkes. What would you two like to do? At this point, there's like a 15-foot gap between the other train and your train. It's gonna be pretty hard. They'd be pretty impressed if these cactuses could make the jump. But maybe they could. You don't know.
Sword, you think of something first. If you put up a spirit guardians and make it difficult terrain, that's gonna be impossible.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, Sword, you conjure forth your spirit guardians. The cherubs begin to fly around you as they are wont to do, and the cactus people on the other train are like, ah, shit. Yeah. They're not looking pretty stoked. But you probably both hear Anadoltia cry out from a couple carts ahead.
All right, let's handle this first. I'll squat down and sort of enter defensive stance with my sword raised up to deflect any more shots coming our way. Take the dodge action, and I'll bonus that. Bring out like a scroll that has some like sweet writing, sign my autograph on it, and like show it to them. Cast Shield of Faith. Have it float around me. Protected.
And I imagine, are you kind of like interposing yourself a little bit in front of Sword to protect them?
Yeah, somewhat. Give him like a little bit cover maybe behind me, and on my turn.
All right. So, in Sword, all you're doing is casting the Spirit Guardians and just waiting for the cart to be gone out of the way.
Yeah. Actually, I'll use Healing Hands on Fawkes.
Oh. Well, that's
wait, that's an action. That's an action.
Okay. Well, the sharpshooters are going to go. All three of them are going to take shots at you, Fawkes, because you're the only one there. What's your armor class to hit now?
26.
So 26, and they have disadvantage, right?
Yeah, no problem. They can do it.
Yeah. So, pew, pew, pew. Fuck's sakes. You swing the sword that comes to heaven and cut each of these cactuses right out of the air as they're flying right toward you. And you've seen one of the kind of smaller cactuses who've been doing these sharpshooters, and they're just shooting the cactus needles out of their hands. Ah, shucks! As you kind of defeat them, and you can see the caboose kind of slowing down dramatically and kind of fading into the distance. So that is all they got. Oh, a couple of brawlers try to make the jump, but get caught up in the Spirit Guardians and just kind of flop along the train tracks a little bit. All right, that's their turn. The brawler by you, Anadoltia, goes, oh, I hate it when they're so small and hard to hit. And he is going to swing his punch angrily at you. He's going to punch at you twice. What's your armor class?
Not that high. 14.
He punches you, and
as soon as he hits me, Anadoltia will miss the escape as close as you can to get into the
Ooh, into the conductor's place?
Yep.
Now, does it have to be a place that you can see? Yeah, it does. I don't think you can see into there from up here is the problem.
I mean, as long as any place I can see that might give me access to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's the door. You see the big brass door, which would lead into the conductor's cabin. So you want to just misty escape down to there, out of the way?
Yeah, and since I'm invisible until my next turn, yeah.
Yeah, so he punches once and you dodge. He goes, and he punches again and just kind of, whoa, almost falls. I hate them. Stupid halflings. He kind of grumbles angrily. And that's all he's got. We move to the next in the initiative, which is you, actually, Anadoltia. You're invisible. Well, you're not invisible anymore. Now you're visible.
Yeah, now invisible. Okay, so this door, what kind of like mechanism does it have on?
It's got a door handle.
All right, so yeah, Anadoltia will like get to a point where the door won't push her away.
I mean, yeah, there's a little like walk area. It's meant that you can walk by.
Yeah, so yeah, she's gonna open the door handle and get in.
As you pull the door handle goes down, but the door doesn't move. It's like something is jammed up on the other side. And you hear a voice calling from inside, "Someone's trying to get in!"
Yeah, Anadoltia decides, goes, they left me to do this. And Anadoltia is going to just, let's see, let me see what. Oh yeah. Anadoltia is going to use both her, is it both her? No, just one of her rings to cast Elemental Cane instead of Elemental Bane.
Okay. Elemental Cane.
It has turned that B into a C. And I'm choosing Thunder.
Okay, sure, yeah. So you got you hold out your hand, kind of materializing in a thunderous kind of clap. Is what appears to be almost like a cloudy air like staff. It's got a long curve at the end, kind of where you're holding it. And yeah, you're holding onto an elemental cane of what seems like raw elemental thunder. What would you like to do with it? Oh, that was your action to summon it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. All right. And actually, Anadoltia, because you're up at the front, you can see the train is very quickly approaching the bridge over Dragon Deep Canyon. And actually, from your perspective, you can probably see there are a couple of cactuses on the bridge about halfway across. All right, we move to the next in the order, which is Sword and Fawkes. As you look behind you, the caboose kind of fades into obscurity in the distance. What would you like to do?
Alright.
I guess mass healing word.
Sure, if you'd like. It's just a bonus action.
I'll head into like the place, turn around where Anadoltia's fighting the.
Yeah, so do you want to like climb up on top of the water? Because basically there are these big circular tanks for carrying water that are on the train, and it's two of those, the coal cart, and then the train itself up the front. So do you want to like climb up on top of these water carts?
Sure, I'll climb up. How far is it from the
And I'll follow suit.
Yeah, there's a ladder.
the end.
Each water cart's about 30 feet. And then there's probably about 20 feet each, actually. And then the coal cart's another 20 feet, and then the engineer's cabin.
Can I see any cactus dudes?
Yes, you can. I'm sorry, Anadoltia, you blinked.
Yeah, I just remember I forgot to do that to him, but yeah, I did blink.
So you blink out of existence. You don't see Anadoltia, Fawkes, but you do see a large, angry cactus man. He's standing on top of a coal cart, and he's looking around.
Alright, I'll use my action to dash and Greaves of War, so that'll be like 3 carts.
Yeah, so how much speed do you have total?
So dash goes up to 60, and then the Greaves of War does another 30, so that's 90 feet.
So it's 20 feet to get up on top of the water wagon, and then he's 50 feet away from there. So 70 feet gets if you like.
Okay, sure. Then I have 20 feet left to just circle around him.
Just run around in circles.
Show how fast I am. Yeah.
Alright, sure. And don't forget you still have your inspiration. From your BB box.
Yeah.
Sword, you used Mass Healing Word for restoring 13 hit points to you and Fawkes. What else would you like to do?
Well, I'm going to follow suit behind Fawkes and as far as I can. And
Gotcha. So
I think that'll end it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think you've got about 60 feet of movement, sword, so you can climb up on top and chase after, and you can get to within 10 feet of Fawkes, and you're about within 10 feet of the guy, too. You're right up there, but that'd be the end of your movement unless you have some other movement that I don't know about.
Nope,
Okay.
that's it.
Awesome. We move to his turn, the cadre brawler. And be like, oh, I see another one's here. And he's gonna go for you, Fawkes. And he is going to punch you twice. Or he's gonna try and punch you twice. You punch once, you easily deflect him. Punch a second time, easily deflected. He goes, ah, dang it! I hate them when they got magic. He seems very angry.
Sharp.
So that's all he's got. The train kind of makes a bit of a jolt as it hits the bridge because of the front where Anadoltia damaged it. Sparks are shooting up now as it rides along the rail of the bridge. Meanwhile, up ahead, about halfway across the bridge, you can see a large bundle affixed to the side of the bridge. It appears to be a large kind of gray box, and you can see a spark on a long wick kind of leading toward it. As you see, the couple of cactus who are up ahead of you are making their way back to the other side of the ravine. All right. So that's something you're all aware of now. There appears to be some sort of explosive planted on the bridge. That is their turns. Anadoltia, what would you like to do? You blink back into existence. Where would you like to be? Actually, I think you can see like through a crack in the door because it's just jammed on the other side. Would you like to blink into the conductor's cabin?
I do.
All right, you appear in the conductor's cabin. There is a cactus, and he is actually going for like a door on the side right now. And it looks like he's planning to bail out. He's taken the kind of gear pulley lever thing that controls the speed, and he just pushed it all. It's pushed all the way forward, and he looks like he's about to bail. But you catch him kind of by surprise. What would you like to do?
All right, so he's about to bail. I mean, we're pretty much going over a bridge already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let him bail.
There's enough like side part of the bridge. It's not like just large enough for a train. You know,
All right,
it's maybe a 15.
All right, is the coal? Is there like the coal area like in the engine? Like, can
you what?
Like the area where they burn the coal?
Yeah.
All right.
That would be behind you outside, but yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then
I mean, you see the lever. You can pull it if you want to stop the train.
yeah, and Anadoltia will. Yeah, well, Anadoltia has an elemental cane, so she just goes straight up.
Straight up what?
Anadoltia is going to grab the cane, like grab the, while having her cane in that hand, in her other hand, I should say. She's going to grab the handle while attempting to push the cane on the cactus.
Oh, so you just want to hit the cactus guy with the cane?
Yeah, while grabbing the lever to like, you know, like if it's enough force to like push me out, it pulls the lever back. So.
Oh, I see what you're getting. Yeah, I got you. Okay, go ahead and make me an attack roll with the cane because he's kind of just opening the door a little bit on the side, getting ready to find a good spot to bail out.
Okay, like, how would you roll that? How would you roll that?
It's a spell attack roll.
So it'll just
be
a
conjured magic. As if you're rolling your Eldritch Blast or something like that.
Okay, so all right, so it'll be attack roll. Give me a second.
Yep.
That's 9. All right.
Yeah, it's probably pretty high. And I think you have an advantage on this attack because he's surprised. But... all right, you'll absolutely hit him. You, bam, smack him right in the back with the cane, and he goes, "What's going on?" Ah! And there's a cacophonous blast of thunder. He gets launched out the door, which kind of bounces a little bit, and he doesn't go like the 10 feet he was hoping to jump to like stay on the bridge. He goes kind of like 20 feet and just kind of off the side of the bridge, careening into the canyon below. The force of it does knock you back a little bit, but yeah, it's probably a strength saving throw. I'm sorry, Anadoltia. I know you hate strength, but you're doing a lot of stuff that requires strength here to hold on to the, hold on.
So it's a strength saving throw.
Yeah,
Well, saving
I'll give you a
throws.
save.
Saving throws I have a bit of an advantage with because of my.
Right, your lucky rocks.
Yeah, the 2 lucky charms I have.
Yeah, go ahead and
Oh!
yeah, you keep holding. The lever pulls back, and you all hear the train kind of begin to skid to a halt. Are you trying to pull it all the way back or just slow it down?
I'm attempting to well, we're already on the bridge, and that we all know there's something on the bridge. I'm attempting to slow it down enough where
the others could maybe get off easy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So the train, you all hear the screeching of the brakes. Sparks begin to fly off the sides. The wheels scrape against the iron rails, and it slows down pretty dramatically. Fawkes, Saints, and Sword, I'd like you both to roll me probably dexterity saving throws as it gets, really kind of crazy here for a minute. No problem there, Sword. You absolutely keep your balance. But the brawler does not. So, Fawkes, you also keep your balance, no problem. The brawler you are fighting stumbles and falls backwards and just falls prone on the top of the cold. Your turns. What would you like to do? You see maybe 20 feet ahead of you this small gray box with the large sparking wick that is affixed to the side of the bridge. You're currently on the bridge, looking over the sides. You can see it's like probably a 200-foot drop. It's just a huge empty canyon. There's maybe a little bit of water running into the very bottom.
I'm tempted to just be like, turn to Coheir and be like, we shall not speak of this, and then throw him into the furnace or like off the canyon.
I mean, he's pretty close, which he's lying in the coals, and there's like the hopper behind him where all the coal gets funneled down into the engine. What's your move, Fawkes? Thanks. How brutal are you?
Screw it. Turn my sword into a shovel.
And you just
scoop him in.
Okay, roll me. I'm gonna roll as a contested athletics because he does try to resist, but I'm gonna give you advantage because he's prone.
Sure.
Oh god. Yeah. Oh god, what are you doing? God! He just tips backwards into the hopper for the coal, and he goes, "No, God, the fire!" And the fire is blasting up all around him. He's not dead yet. He seems resistant to fire, but he's screaming in pain.
Yeah. I'll go up to Anadoltia's room and knock. Hey, you good in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fine.
You hop down. Your mic is something whack right now.
Alright, so.
Farker, you need to get that mic under control, my dude.
It sounds like it's going across some cloth or something.
Yeah, it sounds pretty crazy. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. You're good now.
Yeah. Alright, so show me what's up.
Okay, about how far away is this gray box?
About 20 feet up ahead of you, actually. It's pretty close. And yeah, Fawkes Sakes just like pushed the guy down into the thing with his foot.
And it's on a, it's got a wick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it seems to have a large wick that's about to disappear into the gray box. Looking at it, it's hard to tell what the box is made of. It might be metal. You don't know.
In that case,
I have this item.
I will summon my spiritual weapon and cut the wick.
Ooh, all right. You conjure spiritual weapon.
And just to make sure I hit it, I will go ahead and use my...
Here's how I want to handle this, because we've never rolled initiative on any of this. But this
Okay.
is a speed thing. I want you to roll me an initiative check. I'm going to give you a DC of 15. It's pretty hard because it's quickly burning down, but you could maybe do it.
I'm wondering, how big is this box?
It's not particularly large. It looks like it could hold a couple sticks of dynamite.
Oh, I had the perfect item for this.
So, Sword, you conjure Spirit Guardian, go to cut the wick. I'm sorry, Spirit Guardian, spiritual weapon, go to cut the wick. You're just a tad too slow as sparks disappear inside the box.
Could I do something that would like be in action?
Yeah, well, I think you guys are going to have another round, so it doesn't immediately blow up, which is weird.
Okay.
There's clearly something in the box. Anadoltia, you want to do anything right now? You're kind of in the cabin still.
Yeah, I pretty much I pretty much looked at Fawkes, asked, can you fly? Actually, never mind. That's a stupid question. Just fly me to that gray box out there.
I mean, you're there. Like, the train's skidding by at like 20 feet. You're at it. You could like leap off the side if you wanted.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, Anadoltia is at least going to attempt.
Okay.
To like you said, it went inside the box, so that means there's some sort of hole there.
Yes, there's a tiny hole.
And so Anadoltia would like find that tiny hole.
Okay.
And pretty much use Ray of Frost.
Gotcha. Go ahead. You blast your Ray of Frost in, and oh boy. See how it goes.
Uh-oh.
And you blast the Ray of Frost in, and the box kind of freezes over, and for a second you think you've got it, but you just hear a slight hissing, not quite enough.
Guys, might as well come down here and help me.
All right, Fawkes and Sword, you got another round. What would you like to do?
All right. Sword, what do you...
Well, I don't have anything that could freeze it, so the best thing I could do is try to knock it off.
Yeah, it seems like it's affixed pretty well there. It's like tied down to the ground, to the bridge. And actually looking at it,
you said tied?
Huh?
You said tied?
Yeah, with ropes. What's he move? You all hear the hissing.
All right, Fawkes. All
Hmm.
right, use
all right.
I'll use my spiritual weapon to cut the ropes, and
Okay.
then
Your
I'm
spiritual
going to
weapon
use my
cuts the ropes.
then I'm going to use my health action, or use my action to help Fawkes chuck it.
Fawkes sakes, what would you like to do?
All right. Oh, what box? Oh, this one? And I'll like
That box.
casually bend down and like hold my hand out with seemingly nothing in it. And I'll just sort of
Right, you've got that. Okay.
grab the box. And wait, what box?
And as you say this, Fawkes sakes, Anadoltia and Sword, there was never a box. The box has never existed. There's never been any boxes. As the box is gone, the gray canister container that was before you is just not there. And you never really
Casually
realized it was there. Instead,
stand
there's
back
a
up.
heap of dynamite with a big spark coming to it that was inside the box.
Oh,
Fox, you
There we
look
go.
down, there's still a heap of dynamite in front of you. What would you like to do?
Just kick it off the bridge.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check, and I will give you advantage for Sword.
Let's do it. Gonna use my little dice.
Okay. It's pretty tough because you don't want it, the supports go all the way down, and so you don't want it blowing up part way down, like near the bridge. But as you just barely get a high enough roll here, you reach back and kick. And Sword, how do you help with this? One of your little cherubs just grab his foot and push it a little bit more? Or something along those lines. And
Actually, you know what I could do? Since I still had my action, I can just bless him instead.
sure.
Got the spirit guardian.
Sure, of course, yeah. The blessings of the Camel Ninja Spider Moose protecting all deserts from sort of qualifying you. You can roll an extra d4 if you want, but you got it here.
Yeah, it's guidance.
Yeah, exactly. And as you kick it, the dynamite goes flies tip over tail off the side of the bridge and down into the canyon. Some distance away from the bridge, you watch with bated breath as the train skids to a halt. You're right about stopping where the last water cart is, where you are. And as you look down, bated breath, it explodes just far off from the bridge. You all feel the blast of hot air, and you feel the rattle of the timbers around you of this wooden bridge, but it seemingly is undamaged, and only the wind around you is left blowing as you stand on the bridge over Dragon Deep Canyon. The plans of the cadre, at least for now.
And also looking for Fawkes says, would you mind getting my immovable rod somewhere out that way? I'm going to repair what I did to the...
Christ, okay.
And it just starts mending.
It's gonna take a bit more than mending.
Yeah, Anadoltia, you're trying to put the little pieces of the train together. Just, oh no.
There's the places that is really needed to, like, you know,
yeah,
keep
it's all cosmetic, most. But as the lot of you stand over Dragon Deep Canyon, you hear just the last "oh god" of the brawler who's burning up in the engine. And
what was that?
Nothing, don't worry about it.
As
Living
the
cold,
wind
don't worry about
blows by, you hear one last whistle of the train as Fawkes just kind of pull it to cover up the sound. And this adventure comes to an end. The three of you have been successful and have earned your requisite, what is it, 300 Martholi bucks? Holy crap. You guys are all
And 2 points.
and 2 points of experience.
Double
Congratulations, y'all. Except for, it's actually just Anadoltia that gets the experience because you guys are all. But thank you guys very much for playing. That went pretty well, actually. I'm pretty surprised. I wasn't sure how you were going to overcome that box, and then I totally, as soon as Fawkes then said, well, actually, I remembered item 404. Item not found. But yeah, congrats, guys. Thank you for playing. If you guys would any of you like to shop really quickly?
Yes.
Okay. Would you mind if we did that off the stream just so we can keep the rest of the show going for the
Sure.
the guys
Yeah,
that are
I'm
playing?
good.
Thank you all.
I'll keep. I got a truce pact with my bro Plunder. We only shop together.
Only shop together, and when you do, you roll godlike. Anyway, we'll be right back, all. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Game 2 of this exciting mythic adventure is coming in just a minute.